What is up, sports fans? We are back for another episode of The Fan at the End. I'm your host, Steven Rychel, and being joined with me always, the big man himself, Mr. Ben Troupe. Ben, how are we feeling this afternoon?
Man, we're good. I mean, the people, the powers that be, have not told you and me we can no longer be on these airways because they know if they kick us off, they got to kick these other raggedy anyway. Uh, it's good to be back on with you, and all I'm saying is, to those of you out there who watch our shows, who have a lot to say, where your show at? You don't want to do a show. Having a show criticizing other shows is not a show. I'm just telling you, taking other people's content and breaking it down of what you would have said. I tell you what, get you a show with host and a schedule.
That's funny because I did take someone's content off of TikTok, and we're going to talk about what he said, but it's in reference to a topic that we're talking about.
No. It's different when you take something off a part of your show. When that is your whole show, that is all your show is, okay, that means you ain't good at doing content. That's all I'm saying.
That being said, this episode of The Fan in the End is brought to you by Fight Wax. Fight Wax is the ultimate skincare product. Helps treats cuts, swelling, scrapes, and abrasion, rejuvenates and restores stressed skin. Customers have used for soreness, stiffness, and recovery. Designed for athletes of all active lifestyles. Provides an ultra silky, non-greasy feel. Helps deep hydration for everyday skincare. Helps fight dry skin. Customers have used for psoriasis, eczema, and other skin disorders. Make sure you guys, when you go to checkout, you are using that code South15FW. Actually, I got a message from Lincoln the other day. I think he found us another sponsor to kind of have some fun with. So
I have finally found the jersey that I'm gonna send. They're gonna have to send me a picture of it because I've never been to Canada, so that's gonna be my official. I don't know in Canada, but what's crazy about finding these jerseys, right? To my family members out there.
Listen, I still got to send you the one I have here that I bought.
Here's the crazy part.
You got to go up here on the wall too, brother.
My family got official. This up until our age a little bit, Steve. Back when Reebok made it, when Reebok was still a thing, like you had cleats, you had jerseys, you had gloves. I don't know what Reebok did. I don't know if it was AI. I don't know if it was shit. I don't know who it was. Remember the zip up? I was in the Florida, Georgia, high school all-star game in 2000 when we had Reebok sponsored our jerseys where we had the Reeboks that zip up on the front. We had the zip. I think the zip ups, I want to say those were, no, because he had Nikes. I don't know who had the zip up Reebok. I think the zip up was the glove. I can't remember who had the zip up Nikes. But yeah, my kids and my family members, ask them, hey man, you guys got an extra. You know what they say to me? They say, what's that?
He is not Cam Newton. He's much more educated than Cam. And I mean educated means he doesn't spew nonsense out of his mouth.
Oh yeah, I'm number one, I'm older than Cam. Exactly. We both born in the 80s. He's just late 80s, I'm early 80s. But I went in Swainsboro where I'm from, because it's so small. I walk through every Tuesday, I have my nonprofit Tuesdays, Uncomical Tuesdays. So I got to get food for them. Now, early on, you're trying to get them, fast food, Steven. Mm-hmm. There's too many of these hungry, savage eating jokers. So they're getting sandwiches. Like, we're going to, listen, now, I don't give them peanut butter and jelly. God forbid I give them peanut butter and jelly. We're not going to eat that anyway. So I get them like, cold cuts, ham, turkey, salami, cheese. I'm walking through and this little kid says, I think that's Cam Newton. I go, I am not. Listen, mind you, I'm like, I am not Cam Newton. And the little boy tells me, yes, you are. You don't lie to me.
I don't got dreads.
I go, think about this. I go, this is just, there aren't too many nevers in this life. But I can guarantee you Cam Newton will never be in Swainsboro. He will never be there. Like, I don't think Cam Newton has ever been to. If Cam has been to Augusta or Columbus or other cities of Macon and Savannah, it's because of C1N, his 707. If Cam Newton is in Swainsboro, he has done something terribly wrong. I don't know how he's there, why he's there, but young man.
He just said he likes the hat. But yeah, I appreciate everyone hopping in the chat. We're gonna have some fun today. And being as I've already heard that the NFL has asked NFL player reps to not speak on this, I'm glad that Marvin isn't here today because I'm leading off with this one today, right? So we all know this has been kind of brewing in the background for the better part of a year now, with the referees, collective bargaining agreement, new contract demands, things of that nature, and Drake Iceman album. No, we're not excited for it. I didn't know he was coming out with a new album. Thank you for letting me know, though. But back to what we're talking about. So I came across this video and it kind of breaks down the NFL basically have a trump card for the potential of that strike. And when they just had the owners meeting, they laid that card down and laid it all out for everybody. So I'm going to play a video. It's about just about 2 minutes long. Guy breaking down the whole scenario, and then obviously get your thoughts, get my thoughts. Anyone in the comments got any thoughts on it? Go right ahead.
NFL refs are about to get absolutely cooked by the league because what these guys are demanding is actually pretty insane. So if you haven't been paying attention to this, the NFL and the NFL Referees Association, they're going head to head right now. They cannot agree on anything. If the sky is blue, they're going to say it's green. And what these guys are arguing about is that current NFL refs make about $350,000 a year to ref at least 17 games. That's $350,000 for 17 days of work. And the NFL offered them a 6.45% increase. Not too bad, but the NFL refs want 10%. And along with that, the NFL actually wants more accountability when refs mess up. And the refs are saying, what do you mean by that? More accountability. So of course the refs don't want more accountability, and also they want a seniority-based system to determine postseason assignments, which would mean more money. And in turn of all these negotiations going wrong, the NFL literally changed the rule book to prepare for war against these guys. And in these new rules that the owners just agreed on this past week, which now allows the NFL Command Center in New York to step in and correct clear and obvious mistakes. And they are also letting the control room in New York throw flags themselves for flagrant acts that the refs may have missed. So in layman's terms, a blatant pass interference call is missed, New York's going to step in, they'll throw a flag. What the NFL owners are saying is, we will pay you if you put on a good performance, but we're not going to pay you to be unaccountable. And what they're doing is basically stripping the refs union of all of their leverage. Now the NFL is fully ready to bring these guys on and start the 2026 season with all the refs that they had beforehand. But if they got to go get D2 and D3 refs, they built a safety net to do it, because these rules only apply if those refs from D2 and D3 are brought in. But let me know whose side you're on, and honestly, I might be with Roger here. We need more accountability in the league, so he's finally doing something right.
And I wholeheartedly agree. Roger hit this one on the head. More accountability.
Mm-hmm.
You give them a raise. They want. He's giving them a 6.5% raise. They want a 10% raise with no accountability. No, sir. Listen, we just talked about this last week about technology and computers and all that. What's going on in Major League Baseball is a home run, so to speak. It's a home run. Nobody's against this except for the umpires. Nobody's against it except.
Well, here's the thing, Steve. Hold on for a second. Do the refs know what a negotiation is? Like, do you know what a negotiation simply means? We sit at a table. No one's gonna get everything they want. That's not a negotiation. You got everything you wanted. No, both sides are gonna give and take. It's called choices. You know what I'm saying? And compromise. It's like choices and trade-offs. I'm gonna make a choice. Going to trade off. These refs don't want. Let me get this straight. Teams get awarded postseason play by what they do in the regular season. They get checks. They get a chance to play for it all. Players get penalized and fined depending on what they do during the game. And now sometimes the fines come on, you don't know you got fined until you get these FedEx letters. These same players could get hurt, could get cut, could get released, all these things. But the ref, a professional ref, doesn't want to get held accountable. That's very peculiar to me, because y'all blow calls because you're human. You're gonna blatantly mess. You don't think that Sean Payton wants this? I mean, you don't think that Sean Payton wants this back in the NFC Championship game? When they blew that blatant call, the owners the owners are a lot of things. Are they greedy? 100%. Are they naive? 100%. Do they want it their way? Yeah, but they still give a little. When it comes to the refs, number one, I did not know refs was making $350K. They make $350K, and y'all still to ref 17 games. Now, they professional refs, I'm pretty sure they negotiate that. If the refs really want more money, they're going to say yes to all these things. But if they say no, that means y'all don't want to be held accountable. I don't understand that. Coaches get held accountable, players get held accountable, GMs, presidents, player personnel, players, but not the people officiating the game. If they don't get it, that just means that, hey, look, we want to mess up, but the last thing I want you to do is fine me. The last thing I wanted you to do is reprimand me. You want more money and no accountability? Not happening. That would be like not that I have one, I cut my own grass, but if I had landscapers and they said, hey, Ben, the prices are going up. Okay, so what am I getting for it? Well, I'm not going to pay you more to do what you have been doing. No. If I'm giving you more money, what are you doing now? Are y'all coming twice a week now? Are y'all coming 3 times a month? No, because of inflation. No. If I am, Steven, think about this. You go to pay your cell phone bill, you go to pay your car note, and all of a sudden you're like, hey man, why this went up? Oh man, we didn't tell you. So this is called a common sense, practice. You want more to get to not have any accountability. If all I got to do is be held accountable, you know what it's really saying, Steven? Some of them ain't good at their job. See, what we've been saying about y'all is true. And now New York is not just gonna go to the phone and say, you think it's a first down? New York can throw a flag. Because guess what? New York is saying, dude, y'all making us look bad. Because you know how many times New Yorkers say, I don't think it's a catch. They'll say, it is a catch. It's like, it was like, he dropped that. So I hope the refs and the NFL always has a plan B, plan C. Don't get it to it. And guess what? If those D2, NAIA, D3, HBCU, Ivy League refs come in and they're better than y'all, so be it. Because I think they might be. You take a ref that's making, I don't know, $50,000 a year. They say, hey, man, you got a chance to make $350,000. What? Baby, we made it. Mama, we made it. Like, are we – these refs got a lot to hide. And that hey, we police ourselves. No, that's like when these colleges say, yeah, we completed an investigation of ourselves from ourselves, and we have found no wrongdoing. You think? Get out of here with that. Get out of here with that.
I'm gonna say it like this: regardless if it's replacement refs or not, the fact that New York should be able to call a flag or call a penalty or things of that nature should absolutely be a thing. Because they are human at the end of the day, and it's a lot going on, and there's things that are missed. And and what New York has, what they got 200 different cameras looking at the same play as we like. Yeah. That's different than what 6 set of eyeballs on the field.
Yes.
I'm gonna take the 200 cameras. I mean,
Steven, hold on. We can take this even simpler. So. This is we making good money. We making good money, and all of a sudden they come to me and say, "Hey, man, we want to pay you and Steven a little bit more money, man. We just want to be able to have a little more accountability." I said, "Do we still get creative control? Yeah. Do we still get to do our show the way we want to do it? Yeah. We just get to call out some stuff. Hell yeah, yeah. You should. You don't got to call Steven. You don't got to call Marvin. You can, yeah. Because here's the thing. Yeah, I'm confident in what we do. Now, if you're saying you guys got to start talking about badminton and like air hockey, wait a minute now. If we get to keep the show, because obviously what we do attracted y'all. Like what we do, that's what attracted y'all to us. Y'all just want to have, because I get it. If you got sponsors, which we do, and they want to have some input, it just depends on what that input is. As long as it ain't, listen, man, we kind of want you guys to wear, button up polos on the show. Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, and mind you, Steve, we're why guys. Like, just tell me why you want me to. If why makes sense, then we're doing it. But if why is nonsense.
The other thing I'm going to say this is this too, that postseason should absolutely not be seniority based. It should be performance based. Who's getting the calls right and wrong on the field? I don't want Grandpa Joe in the Super Bowl because he's been there for 15 years.
Yep.
I want the best referees. Period. I don't care if he's a 5-year guy, if he's a 15-year guy, he's 20. I don't care. I want the best referees when it matters the most.
Yep.
So time-based and postseason play is absolutely nonsense to me. We're gonna bring Tom Brady back and we're gonna make the playoffs because he's the oldest player in the game. That's the sense that the referees are making. No. It's performance based. It should always be performance based. How you call the players on the field. If you call a clean game, and we already know there was plenty of plays during the postseason last year where we thought that we seen a catch. But they told us it was a drop. Then we thought we've seen one that was a drop, and they're telling us it is a catch. I don't want no more what ifs or anything like that. Let New York call the flag, call the play, overturn the bad call. Let it be held accountable. If this is the way that the referees are going, it speaks volumes on what other skeletons they don't want out of their closet.
I mean, look. Let us not act like we ain't. We understand. Let me say this. No one wants to be reprimanded. Nobody. Let's just put that out. No one wants to have somebody saying that you messed up. But we're talking about this is what it's going to take to get more money. Let's do it. No one said I couldn't be a ref anymore. They saying you're going to be held accountable. Either I'm going to get better at what I do. We don't want another Rams. Exactly. We don't want that Rams. Exactly. It's the job of a ref is to keep everything even within the lines. You are not supposed to be deciding games because you know what I hate the most, Steven, is this. You blew a game and they write a letter. Listen, after going back and looking at we did, man. No. The game was over with. Now, what they really saying, you know what the ref really understand? They're going to get fined. They don't want to get fined. Everybody else getting fined. Everybody else getting suspended. You telling me I started off reffing, little league T-ball games. And then I went to ref school and I got to go ref middle school games and high school games. And I got to go to college. Now I made it all the way to reffing NFL games. And you're telling me I don't want accountability? That's about as weird as it gets. Like I say, doctors make $350,000. Neurosurgeons. You make it $350K. And to get, I don't know, $400K, $450, that means I got to have a little accountability. I don't want it. You don't want to ref it. Like what you're telling me is you don't want to ref. Just say that. Because here's the thing, Le'Veon Bell. You think you proving a point by missing the whole season, by not taking the franchise tag, you look stupid. You gave away $16 million to go to the anyway. That's what these refs are doing. So once again, me and Steven, we in the back of the room. We saying, hold on, we're from the Common Sense Committee. Listen, y'all about to walk away from this? Y'all blowing that many calls. Because you know what it is, Steven? They blow a lot of calls. It's a lot of calls.
And it goes both ways. Like I've seen some stuff that my team is guilty of and they didn't call it. And you the fan comes out and you're like, whoo, they didn't call us on that one. We got away with that one, boys. But it's also, you got to think about the other side of it too, is like, if we're calling things a specific way, call it clear. Call clear across the board. But you also have to if you miss something, so what, man? You're a human being. You're not a freaking Terminator, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, people.
I mean, Listen, this is a non-story. This is a. Hold on for a second. You're the wife or the children of these refs, right? And you're saying, sweetie, I thought you said they wasn't going to give you guys money because you guys, you know what I'm saying, didn't want to. No, you lied to me. You said that they didn't want to give you guys money because what you was asking for was too much. All they want is accountability. Yeah, to me, I think that's too much. What the? That's too much. Okay. No one wants to be held accountable. So, but ain't nobody getting paid. You mean to tell me we draw a line in the sand with accountability? I can do anything else. I can't do that. Man, get out of here, man. That's crazy. That is crazy. Listen, to the future sponsors out there for the fan in the end. Listen, if y'all want to have some input, it's probably going to be very minimal. Just go ahead and put that out there right now. But if y'all want us to say the read a certain way, you know what I'm saying? You want us to wear the gear, whatever. That's cool.
Yep.
But they don't want the money. They don't want the money. I tell you what, the NFL owners, give us the money. We'll go through and see what calls was bad. Because I don't get this, man. Either these refs are really, really old, really, really naive, or they don't live in reality.
I mean, let's be honest, Ben. Me and you both already know this. You can call penalty almost every play inside the trenches between the offense and defensive linemen. We already know that.
Yeah,
we already know that.
Yep. They don't. I'm gonna keep saying this. They don't want to. This is a non-issue to me, only because I'm like, bro, what are we talking? You're gonna down. This is the hill you're gonna down. This one.
This is the
right,
hill.
bro. I mean, I get you. I guess. I thought I understood things, but I'm turning into my dad every day. Because if I told my dad, it's my dad to say, so they got the money, right? No, they ain't want the money. What? They ain't take it? No. So
the NFL's got another fire they need to put out regardless. I don't know if you've seen this one, Ben, right? But lawsuit, accuses FanDuel, DraftKings, and the NFL of profiting from unreasonably dangerous micro betting.
Really?
Alleges that companies
notifications,
VIP perks, targeted promotions to ensure gamblers continue to place micro bets. Now, obviously, micro bets is basically these little bets that that you see George Kittle getting
what color
catches in 50 yards in a game and stuff like that.
Who's gonna score first and all that.
Yeah.
Well, you know what this sounds like, Steven. This is very simple. If this betting can if it hurts somebody of influence in the NFL, they're gonna win this. They're gonna win this, or they're gonna get a settlement. If it's not gonna really hurt powers that be, this will go on for a while. Because the thing about it is, all they're gonna do is Roger Goodell, what? You gotta be in this city to filibuster, to word salad. All you're gonna do is go, listen, he'll say, I don't know anything about the micro betting or whatever. I'm just a commissioner in the NFL. I don't know.
Like laughable lawsuit, gamblers aren't forced to bet. But a lot of times to do the bets you want to do, you have to do X, Y, and Z to make X bet sometimes. I think that's kind of where they're going with this. Not that they're forced to bet, is that they're forced to do these little micro bets on top of the bet you're doing it to hit your parlay.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. When you open up something to the masses, the FanDuel, the DraftKings, it's going to be crazy. Like you because someone says, "Hey man, how did you hit your parlay?" Oh, I just did this, I just did that. Oh, really? You could do that? They go, yeah. Like this one, you can't do something. When you ask somebody something, you go, "Can you do that?" And they do this. No, you can't. But up to you can, but it's frowned upon. But whenever you go after Fortune, I don't even think the NFL Fortune 500. It's top 2, whatever it is. You better have deep pockets, real lawyers, not lawyers with billboard signs, not lawyers with commercials. Those people can't beat the NFL. We talking about people who, if a lawyer sees this lawyer, they say, "Hey man, how you doing?" They say, "How you get in here?" "Oh man, they left the door open." "Do you have a membership to be here?" "I don't." I just want to talk to you. So whoever this is, I wish you the best. But as a person who's had to deal with the NFL, currently dealing with the NFL, let me tell you what the NFL, what did the old boy say? Delay, deny, die. They're gonna delay it.
Yeah, listen, George was the first, man. He's the first one to win a workman's comp case against the NFL. So if it took him almost 40 years, what do you think these people are going to be waiting for?
That's what I'm saying too. Somebody goes, "Hey man, you don't think the NFL and the MLB and the NHL and all the the NFL is petty? No. The MLB waiting on Pete Rose to die. Now he's eligible. That is. You don't think that's coincidental? I'm just telling you. I don't like the powers that be because I don't like powers that be. But whenever you fight back against them, as long as you got time, money, health, and the main one, patience on your side, you might have a shot to see this thing. But you need a Johnny
Robert Shapiro.
You need Johnny
Shapiro. Everyone talks about Johnny Conquer, but I don't remember Robert Shapiro did all the legwork there.
Hey, listen, I will say this: you got to have somebody like a DeMaurice Smith, who's you can't be afraid of them because they're gonna do all kind of stuff to threaten you. Number one, you got to have your own money first. Meaning, if you don't have your own money, that means they're gonna throw money at you to make it go away. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying you want to go with the big boys, you got to be a big boy. As we told George, if you want to go up against a giant, you got to be a giant yourself. Because if you think you're a giant, they'll say, "Hey man, the guy's outside about the lawsuit. Man, kick him out. Get him out the building. All right, get out the building. You trespass. What? Get out." But police come, get you out the building. He like, what? Are they gonna do a follow up? Get a lawyer. What kind of lawyer? A lawyer on retainer. What is a retainer? You paying your lawyer for just in case something happens. and they charge a lot about an hour. So yeah.
Now, I don't know if you've seen this, but remember we just passed World Autism Day, right?
Yes.
So you seen what the Eagles did with Dan Orlovsky's son?
What they do for him?
So Dan Orlovsky's live on air, right, doing his normal show, right? And the Eagles sent his son Madden a swag bag and a little video from Devontae Smith and the Eagles Autism Foundation in honor of the World Autism Day. And you could see, like, if you were watching that episode, like Dan was obviously moved by it. And we've talked about this already. Like there's no organization in sports that does more for autism awareness than the Philadelphia Eagles do. And, that's something I'm proud of being an Eagles fan. Even when Jeffrey Lurie did his press conference following the owners meeting, talked about how he basically wants Philadelphia to be the epicenter of autism, funding, research, all that other stuff. It is classy by the Eagles, but it's them having the awareness to know that not only that Dan's son is someone who battles with autism, that he was a huge Eagles fan. To know to send him something, to have Devontae, do a little video for them and do that on air, knowing that he was going to be in studio with his dad, to have that moment that all we could all kind of share with them. So it's one of these things where, people love to hate on the Eagles, and this is another reason. Just shh. Let the video do all the work, my friends.
I have I'm not going to specify which one, but I have children that are on the spectrum, and for the Eagles to do this for Dan, because if you are Dan Orlovsky, and you obviously, it's not that you love your children, or if you have children or family members on the spectrum, different, but they are different. They're not different in an unusual way. It's just you understand if you understand. Dan Orlovsky, to have him on air and to not tell him, obviously, he's having a moment with his kid. for the world to see. Take my kid to work day, which we all do if we can. And for Devonta Smith and the Eagles to do that, that is Devonta Smith. That is the Eagles showing you, man. The same way you don't want to just be seen as a sportscaster, as an analyst. I don't want to just be seen as a Philadelphia Eagles football player. But the Eagles have given me a platform, and I'm gonna use it. Mm-hmm. That is what you use your platform for. That is what you use your money. That is what you use your voice. That is what you use your time for. Because for Dan, he's saying, "Look, man, me and my little man, we have moments all the time, but y'all, because." Dan gets to be a face for every dad, every dad that has a child on the spectrum. And when people, to have a moment to where you say, man, give me a moment, Dan, that you would encapsulate in time. Be like, oh man, this is one. There was a gentleman on Instagram. His son, he can't. He can walk, but he can't walk without this little machine. And he does. His dad is always doing something with it, man. They'll walk from like one spot to another because he's teaching his son how to use his legs and not let excuses happen. What Dan Orlovsky got a chance to do is to say, look, man, I don't let my child feel sorry for himself, but I embrace who he is and what he is and how he does it. When the Eagles give him the swag, man, and Devonta Smith pop up on that screen, he was like, man, I can't even do the rest of this show, man. Because he's gonna be a daddy for life. That's my son forever. When they told me, hey, Dan, we want to get younger, we got to move on. All right, I'm still, you know what I'm saying? So listen, shout out to the Eagles. The Eagles are getting on my nerves. They're making it real hard to root against y'all because from what y'all owner does to what Jalen Hurts did with his fallen teammate, may he rest in peace, to how y'all support each other, both current and former. Like the city of brotherly love is real. Like it's a blue collar, hard nosed, gritty city. Like we know that. Like Philly said, listen, man, we don't need nobody but us. In this whole state. It's just we don't nothing against Pittsburgh and all these other places. And congrats. Listen, shout out to Devonta. Shout out to the Eagles organization. Super duper happy for Dan because he got to share a moment for the whole world to see, or the whole sports world to see. And to me, we don't get a chance to see how we love our children. Like we know we do, but the world doesn't need to. Thank God, the world don't need to see it to validate us. Good God. But for that moment, Dan Orlovsky got seen as a man, as a father loving his son, not a Sports Center analyst, not a former NFL quarterback, not an analyst. Hey, man, Dan, the father, is having a moment with his son. Thank you, Philadelphia Eagles. Thank you, Devonta. And now, golly, man, that's dope. That is dope. I mean, for them to do that, reach out to sports, reach out to ESPN. Hey, man, Dan, man, watch the screen. Dan, like, hey, really, dude? That's what we doing? It's like that. That's, to me, that's his Hall of Fame moment. Because obviously, when you're in the Hall of Fame, people come knock on your door. They do it. So congratulations to him, man. Y'all Eagles getting on my nerves, man. Once again, y'all owner is putting pressure on other owners to say, hey, I'm not telling you what cause to put your money, resources behind, but pick one. Autism, we got it over here, though. When it comes to autism, we doing it over here. So that whole scene was incredible. And like I said, being a father of children who are on the spectrum, who you wouldn't know it if you dealt with them, they super duper, incredibly talented, gifted, loving, caring, nurturing people. Yeah. But because
the way the fans get in this city get behind it, it's crazy because the other show I do with Justin and the guy Moose, like they're getting ready to do like a celebrity bartending type thing where all proceeds is going to the Eagles Autism Foundation.
It's y'all are the Eagles, and this is nothing against the other 31 organizations. The Eagles want to lead from the front. They saying, look, somebody got to do this, meaning we're not doing this to be seen. Y'all just can see us. We're not doing this for the publicity. We just get it so much so that you got other Eagles fans saying, look, let's get behind this thing. Why? Because We can do our part. Look, if like this, if somebody say, "Hey man, how much can you pitch in?" This person say, "Oh, I can pitch in 500." This person say, "Oh, I can pitch in 1,000." Another person say, "I can pitch in $3." And you go.
But also, like they give away like experiences and stuff like that for people who donate and do stuff like that. Like Justin won. They haven't said when he's gonna be able to do it. He's won a haircut that he's supposed to get with Jordan Mailata.
Oh, so he get so you think gonna ask Jordan to sing for him?
Yeah, listen, I already said I'm like, you better make the most out of that.
Hey,
I'm like,
you know what?
Don't cut your hair from now until the time you go get your haircut.
When I was with the Titans, is when I learned about St. Jude's Hospital and Make-A-Wish Foundation. I knew about Make-A-Wish, but I knew that St. Jude's. I didn't know that St. Jude's and Make-A-Wish was like, hand in hand with each other. And I got a chance to go to the Hard Rock Cafe at the Southeastern Make-A-Wish Foundation, or St. Jude's and Make-A-Wish Foundation banquet, and I was the Southeastern rep. Didn't even know I was a Southeastern rep. I'm in there getting recognized to be a part of things like autism awareness. St. Jude's Hospital, Make-A-Wish Foundation, Ronald McDonald House, Read to America. It will change your life because you're going to run into, like Steven, this is what we don't get. My dad told me this, and I believe this. He says, every hero is on somebody's wall. They're saying, hey, man, that's Steven Rychel. You know, I met him. And you won't know that, but when you meet him, you'll get it. You'll be like, Steven, man, they're going to tell you stuff that you forgot about. I remember the time that you did this and you said this. You go, I said that? Yeah, because you was wearing this and you did that. So, to everybody getting behind these causes, may God bless you, because if I'm in a hospital at Shands Hospital, that's a big hospital in Florida, definitely at the University of Florida, I'm going to these hospital visits, not really understanding why I'm there. I'm representing Florida, boom. When I started doing it and I really started engaging in it, and I say, hey, young man, what you want to do? Young man, what you want to do? And he says, this is his answer. I just want to go home. And I'm like, what you mean you want to go home? Not realizing the doctor told me when I went in there, don't say things like, when are you going to go home? Because he may never go home. Well, those that know me, I color outside the lines. I've been like that since I was a kid. I'm not a rule breaker. And for me, I'm 18, 19 years old. So Steve, you know what I did? I said, listen, man, when you go home, man, I'll make sure you come to a game. And the doctor was livid, right? The doctor was livid. He said, didn't I tell you? I said, do I tell you how to be a doctor? Like, no. So let me get this straight. This kid may never leave, right? This kid may never leave. You want me to kill the little bit of hope he got left.
Right. Hope is all that some people have, dude.
And I told him, I said, and mind you, that's what being a part of these causes do. It shows you how impactful you can be, how loved you are. Because these moms and dads who sometimes, man, these dads need a real hug. Like, they're gonna shake your hand because they're trying to be. Man, when you hug them and they get to crying on your shoulder because you're their hero too. And here you are, like 18, 19 years old. You play for the Gators, man. Like the Gators, Florida, in the University of Florida in Florida, it's like the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? NPA. It is huge. So, hey, to everybody getting behind these causes, man, may God bless you, like I said. And don't stop. Don't let it be an occasional thing. Find ways to do more, because the more you do, the more they will open up to you. Next thing you know, who knows, Steven? You might be the one next year saying, hey, damn, man, I'm Steven Rychel, man, from the Fan in the End, man. How you doing? Like, what's up, Steve? Listen, I just want to say on behalf of the Eagles organization, but hey, man, listen, man, listen, everybody hates us, but guess what? We don't care. We don't want to no other way.
No one likes us, and we don't bleep and care. But we're just talking about the good. Now we got to get into the bad and the ugly. And it's been a unique month already here in Philadelphia. And we already brought this woman up before, and I got to bring it up again. So I don't know if you've seen the pictures that just came out, right? So basically, Mike Vrabel's having an affair with the reporter Diana Rossini, the reporter that's been doing all them reports on A.J. Brown for the last 9 months. So I seen this comment from one of these fans, and it's spot on. So Vrabel's having an affair with Rossini, who was cheating on her Eagles fan husband, and was feeding her. And at this point in time, and he has to be the insider, right?
Yeah.
Feeding her all this info, trying to lower the price on AJ, which Howie already said he wasn't going to lower the price. And this fan's like, Howie sent Big Dom to track him down, got the photos, should be a major scandal in the Patriots organization. Patriots being sneaky cheats again. Listen, man, I've always found something weird with this woman's obsession with AJ Brown. I thought it was out of place. Now it all makes sense. Now it all makes sense. You sitting there, you both of y'all married.
Yeah,
both of y'all married. Y'all huggy dovey in the pool. Come on, man.
Okay, Steven. Yeah, okay. Let's just take. Okay, we're gonna take the Eagles / Patriots. We're gonna put.
Eddie, come on, man. You better than that. No, there ain't nothing about making up baloney in that.
Because here's the thing, right? People, okay, why do we get so mad at the truth? Is she married? Yes. We don't know if she's separated. We know she's married. Is Mike Vrabel married? Yes. Is he separated? We don't know. And here's the thing. There has never been a time in history that a man holding hands with a woman at the pool with a woman, that's just my friend. It could be that is just your friend. But here's the thing. If Mrs. Vrabel saw this picture on his phone while he's scrolling, she's not going to say, who is that? Oh, that's just my friend. That you holding hands with? Yeah. Well, who is that? Oh, that's my friend again at the pool. What is she? Oh, she's a reporter. A reporter for who? Oh, she reports for the Eagles. What?
Reports on the Eagles.
On the Eagles. Here's the thing.
She works for the Atlantic.
Okay, so she works for the Atlantic. Here's the thing. I thought, where are you at? Oh, we're at the coaches' meetings. Was she there? Yeah, she was there reporting. Is she reporting right there? No, she's not reporting right. Is she reporting at the pool? No. Who took that picture of y'all? I don't know. Oh, so you don't know who took the picture? No. Maybe it was Big Don. I don't know. But you know what's crazy? Mike Vrabel was a part of Spygate because he was on the team. I'm not saying he had something to do with it. I'm saying he was on the team. Josh McDaniels was the offensive coordinator when Spygate was going on. Not saying he had something. I'm saying he was the offensive coordinator. So when they talk about the Patriot way, you got two Patriot ways. You got the one in Foxborough, and you got the one outside. He's keeping on. He's keeping that tradition because if Howie Roseman trades AJ Brown if he trades it to New England now, it is going to be a what kind of storm in freaking Philly. Because this is nuts. Like this is and people aren't making a big enough deal about it because this is a different level of Steven. Have we ever seen this? Have we ever seen a head coach? Now look, let me say this again. I don't know if they're dating each other. I don't know if both parties are trying to get the. I don't know, but what I am saying is they're holding hands. What I am saying is they're at the pool, and what I am
saying is they're friends with benefits, and I'm not sure if it's business benefits or other benefits. But the fact that they're together in that type of setting,
it's not a nothing burger. It is not a nothing for everybody saying this ain't nothing. Lies. No, I know what nothing looks like. That doesn't look like nothing to me, and. People, it's like this, Steven. It's like this. If we walk into the Common Sense, committee center, and I said, Steven, what if I told you? Remember the lady at the Atlantic or whatever that we report on the Eagles? What if I told you that she was seen with Mike Vrabel holding hands and at the pool? Like, you lying? Like, it's boy. Look. Listen to me. The NFL is the greatest sport we know because it never has an off season, never has an off day. You cannot make this stuff up. Bill Belichick is a lot of things. He ain't never do this. He did a lot now. Bill Belichick did a lot. He's never done this. So, Mike Vrabel, you got some explaining to do, sir. Because if you want AJ Brown that bad, Because AJ going on.
Listen, they ain't trying to get caught with player tampering, so he's trying every other trick in the book he can. I can't say I fault him. If you want a top wide receiver talent and you trying to get him at $5, you're gonna do whatever you can to do.
Exactly. What are you willing? Listen, AJ. Mike Vrabel is saying this is how much. This is what I'm willing to do.
This actually might push AJ over the net, man. Like, damn, if he wants me that bad.
I mean, hey, man, I've seen. Look, I mean, Steven, like I say, we've been around the game of football a long time. We've seen and heard a lot. This right here was a first. Like, we don't get a bunch of firsts at the age of our life.
This is definitely
and now
this is definitely top of the weirdo reader.
But I hope it's not a trend. It's a first. I hope it's not a trend though. We don't need this.
Yeah, and speaking of trends. Because that was bad. Now we're going to get into the ugly. So we were talking about Jeffrey Lurie's press conference. He was talking about the potential of a new stadium, renovation, whether they're going to move the stadium, their hopes with the Eagles Foundation. But he also made a point to talk about his quarterback and talked about, how much he loves him, how much he can't wait to see their future with them. And then on cue, another hit piece drops from what was it, Jeff Fowler? Basically, that Jalen pushed back on changes that would have diversified the scheme last season. That he was avoiding playing under center. That he elected to let it rip at times, and particularly against zone coverage. That he has poor body language and not always bought in. That players notice that. That he's not coachable, and the players notice that. Diverts from the game plan, changes play calls to an excessive degree. How, I'm not sitting there saying some of that doesn't hold any weight, but bad body language and changing play calls to things that he likes. Is he the first quarterback in NFL history to do that?
No.
What are we talking about?
Once again, right? You know the thing I don't like about this is why do let's just talk about Jalen Hurts real fast. Do Jalen Hurts look like he care? Do you think Jalen Hurts? They say he live in a regular house. I don't know where he lives. They say he live in a regular house. He's married.
From the picture that keeps getting shown, he lives in a small three.
Now, I'm pretty sure the crib he got in Texas is probably ridiculous or whatever. But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Once again, this is a nothing burger. So you're telling me he bad body language or whatever. Why you got to tell us something we can't see on Sunday? If he got bad body language, as much as we see him, as much airtime he get during the game, we would see it, right? He's changing plays at the line. That's called an audible. That is called an audible. Most quarterbacks that are starters have that. You're trying to blame 2025 on Jalen. Here's the thing, right? Let me tell you how good Jalen is at dealing with the nonsense. Jalen will take a bullet for AJ. He will take a bullet for the running game. He'll take a bullet for Saquon. He'll take a bullet for offensive line play. He'll take a bullet for play calling. And guess what? The Eagles still made the playoffs, didn't they? Yeah. Mm-hmm. It just didn't go their way, right?
And here's the thing, everyone's trying to put the playoff game on him. How many drop passes did AJ had about 4 drop passes. Devontae Smith had 2 uncharacteristic drop passes. Even Dallas Goedert had a drop pass. If all those catches are made, we're not having this conversation. And not only that, let's break this one down real fast. Everyone wants let's just dump on Jalen. And somebody made a comment Monday on the JNS Philly Sports Stop that Jalen's probably the inside source on this because he's trying to take the heat off of AJ because he's sick of hearing all the nonsense about AJ. Like you talking about taking bullets. I would not be surprised if that was really the case. I would not be surprised. But since everyone likes comparing everyone to everything, well, let's look at the last 3 years between Jalen and in the face of the league, right? Jalen's only played 2 more games. Almost identical completion percentage. Almost identical yardage. Jalen has more touchdowns and only 1 more interception. Jalen has a better quarterback rating. This is just over the past 3 years.
They don't want to do stuff like that. The reason why they don't want to do stuff like that because they only want to talk stats when it doesn't favor Jalen. But most stats do. They don't want to talk wins because they thinking everything in the winning category of a quarterback, from posture to plays to how he plays to impact to influence, it favors Jalen Hurts. Here's why. They want to talk about Brock Purdy being the greatest Mr. Irrelevant. Has he won a Super Bowl? No. Oh, okay. They want to talk about Patrick Mahomes. Who beat Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl? Oh, that was Jalen. Why don't San Francisco have a Super Bowl? Oh, because of Patrick Mahomes. That's right. Jalen Hurts is realizing
Jalen shows up when it matters. He may not have all the great numbers. Listen, he is spectacular in all the right moments. All right, let's do this one. The playoff win-loss record among all the top quarterbacks in the league, everyone loves, right? Jalen's 16-4.
Uh-oh.
Patrick is 23-8.
They don't want to do this.
Right? The league MVP, he's 14-9. The two-time MVP, he's 17-11.
Come on.
Joe Burrow, who everyone sits there and says Jalen can't hold a candlestick to, he's 11-14 in playoffs. And don't even get me started with Jay Herbert because but this is all against the win-loss against teams that are very good in the league.
6 guys right there that we just seen, only 2 of them. I mean, out of all those 6 guys we just seen, I mean, most of those guys don't got Super Bowls.
And here's the other stat: only 2 of them have even beaten Jalen.
Well, you know what's crazy? I'm sitting here looking at a stat, right? I'm going through. They ranking all because it was like 62 quarterbacks that started this year. You had a bunch of backups, and they ranked them. They ranked them like 0 to 1. Jalen Hurts was ranked 14 out of 62 quarterbacks. Right? There's a lot of different factors. This is how you know Jalen Hurts is good at what he does. He doesn't give you bulletin board material. He doesn't give you sound bites. He doesn't give you. He's not a problem. And so when you're not a problem, what do? They create a problem. They bring up stuff because Levante David, congratulations on an incredible career, man. You're probably going to be a Hall of Famer. Don't know if you're going to be a first team because of these voters. He was on the podcast talking about when you played the Eagles, Jalen Hurts was not the focal point. Well, he should have been. And then Emmanuel Acho comes out and said, well, if we can't listen to Levante David, who can we listen to? Levante David is one person. Just because Levante David say he wasn't the focal point, you expect me to believe him? I don't care what he says. I am looking at this game. If Jalen Hurts, just like a Lamar Jackson, just like just like a Josh Allen, just like a Patrick Mahomes, just like a Matthew Stafford, if these guys don't play well, the offense don't play well. There are other teams. I don't need my quarterback to play well. You don't believe me? Did Sam Darnold play well in the Super Bowl? No. Did they win it? Yep. So Sam Darnold's in a system that he didn't have to play well, and they still won the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Jalen Hurts doesn't have that luxury. He has to be efficient every single Sunday. And every time they force-fed AJ, they lost. People think Jalen need to get AJ the ball. Not if it's going to hurt the offense. And you notice Jalen said, look, man, I am here to make the right play, not a play. I'm here to make the right one.
And not just that, everyone loves Brett Favre because he was a gunslinger. Well, didn't he also set the record for most interceptions too?
Yep.
And I think that's the thing that people like to get on Jalen. Oh, well, he could have just let that rip. Yeah, not at the risk of turning the ball over. If you keep the ball and keep your defense on a long field and not turn the ball over, you have a higher chance of not only winning but getting the ball back to be able to put more points on the board.
Jalen, look, let's once again. I'm gonna say this again. The guy. I'm just going to talk about the guy who Philly drafted, who they wanted to be the guy. His name was Carson Wentz. That's who they wanted to be the guy. He got hurt, having a MVP season. He runs the RPO. He gets hit right on the goal line, tears ACL, never the same player. We know, Nick Foles comes in, wins the Super Bowl. We get it. Next year, gets Nick Foles out there. Now Carson Wentz, it is documented, was a bad teammate. It was documented how he was. And Philly still wanted him till they realized, you might be don't think you're good enough to be acting like that. Jalen Hurts steps in, and everything has been smooth since. Listen, if Jalen Hurts is a sailor, he's the only boat going out when it's rocky out there. When it storms and thunder, like everybody's coming in, he's going out. He's the guy that can fly in inclement weather. I can take off. Why? Because I'm cool under pressure, man. Like I'm gonna keep saying this. This dude went to Alabama out of high school. Nick Saban was his coach. Do y'all think he was ducking smoke? I was 26-2 in college, and they wanted to go to the air attack, so they went to Tua. I didn't make no waves. I actually came back. The year that Tua started, I could have transferred. I came back to show I'm a good teammate. They go to the SEC championship game. No, I'm sorry. They go to the national championship. Jalen isn't playing well. They pull him. Tua comes in. That's what people didn't know about the national championship. Y'all think Tua played well? Tua threw a pass on a running play. That's why I got picked. He got sacked before he threw the greatest throw we ever seen to him to Devonta Smith. That joker threw a 9 route, a go route, and cover 2 on the sideline. He threw that thing. But this is what people forget about that next year. Jalen did not transfer. He sat on the bench the whole year while Tua was lighting it up. That left-hander was lighting it up. They go to the SEC championship game, and Tua is stinking the joint up. They pull Tua, who comes in and not only plays well but wins the game. That will be Jalen Hurts. Now, after that year, he transfers, goes to Oklahoma. What people don't understand about Jalen Hurts was so good at not throwing the football as CeeDee Lamb. Ask CeeDee Lamb if he could throw that thing. Because that's what he was throwing to. He was the Heisman runner-up. That's what people forget. This dude was the Heisman runner-up when he was at Oklahoma. So he gets drafted in the second round, and just like before, people get caught up in these names. Jalen has outperformed every quarterback that got drafted before him. He's outperformed them all. Because people say he ain't won no MVPs. Has he? He got a Super Bowl MVP. Yeah. When Cam Newton said, Cam, would you rather have a Super Bowl or a regular season? I'd rather have a regular season. I'm gonna keep saying this, Cam. I'm not gonna call you a liar because I don't like to call people liars, but you ain't telling the truth. You are not telling the truth because Cam is saying I would rather have the MVP because I don't get to play in no more Super Bowls. See, my Super Bowl runs are over. So Jalen, we love Jalen because Jalen is a superstar that doesn't say, look at me. He doesn't say, look at what I do, look at how I do. He let his play do the talking for him on Sunday. But I tell you what, as AJ, right, as Saquon, as Devonta Smith, as Dallas Goedert.
Lineman.
Hold on. Couldn't Dallas Goedert have gotten more money going elsewhere? Yeah. Why did he come back and take a pay cut? Why would he come back? Man, AJ Brown needs a quarterback that can tell him, shut up. Man, be quiet. Stop whining. Because I'm not saying Jalen gonna do that on the sideline, Steve. But here's the thing: if I got friends that can't tell me what I need to know, they ain't my friends. They patronizing me. Jalen Hurts said, "AJ, you still went over 1,000 yards, right? Yeah, so did Devonta, right? They both went over 1,000, right? Yeah. Did that help our offense? No, because I want you to be a good teammate, man." And he is. I think AJ Brown is an incredible teammate. I think the things that come out about him are misconstrued, or just people just want to sensationalize it. But Jalen Hurts is the 2 most scrutinized quarterbacks in the National Football League. You want to know who they are? They're both in the NFC East. One is in Dallas, and the other one's in Philly. Show me any different. Nope. Dallas gets scrutinized because it's Dallas. I mean, we got we all like contractually obligated to talk about the Dallas Cowboys at least every 3 months if you're not a Cowboys fan, just to make sure that we get our quota done. I'm sorry. The 3 most scrutinized quarterbacks in the National Football League, are Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, and Jackson Dart, because he plays for the Giants. Why not the Jets? It's the Jets. Who cares? So, New York, Philly, Dallas. What are they all in? They're all in the NFC East, right? Yeah, you think that's by coincidence? They'll say, what about Jaden Daniels? What about it?
I'm glad you brought up the Giants because you heard who asked for a trade this week, right?
I did.
So, literally, the second best defensive tackle in football, all-pro defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence has requested a trade, will not be participating in an off-season workout program that opens yesterday, right? So, where do you think he lands?
Ooh, okay, let me say this. I'm gonna say, and I mean this humbly. Okay. Everybody was going crazy when Max Crosby deal fell through with the Ravens, and it should have. I think Dexter Lawrence is more impactful, right, than Max Crosby. Here's why. You know what I mean, and Steven, you know this for certain. Having an interior defensive lineman that is a disruptor, that means that, dude, you can't get nothing going. I got the center and the guard taken away. You can't run the ball. You can't throw the football. I'm hitting your quarterback. Dexter Lawrence is that and more. Dexter Lawrence has already signed a contract extension with the New York Football Giants. Ask Brian Burns how good Dexter Lawrence is. Ask Abdul Carter and Kayvon Thibodeau and Isaiah Simmons and all those guys that re-signed. How good Isaiah Simmons, he's with the Carolina Panthers. He was with the New York Giants. Ask those guys around him. They'll say, hey, man, how good is Dexter Lawrence? Oh, God. People sit back and they see, and yeah, he's the dancing polar bear, the dancing bear. I get it.
You might think it's stupid, Eddie, but from what I'm hearing, he don't like who they're installing as the new leadership regime.
I'll say this right now. Now, this is not going to happen. I'm just going to throw a scenario out there. If Howie Roseman really wants Dexter Lawrence, he will trade. No. It's not. I'm saying it's not going to happen. But, if there is any player good enough, let me start there, because you already know what I'm going to say, Steven. Jalen Carter is ridiculous. But think about this, Steven. You're sitting down, you're at your favorite Philadelphia cheesesteak, or you're eating a steak or something, and just say, you're the assistant GM, and Howie said, I need to talk to you. You're like, listen, just listen to me first. You're like, what is it? What if we presented something to get Dexter Lawrence for Jalen Carter? You go, look, just before you say no. Jalen Carter is a talent now. He is a talent. Dexter Lawrence. Oh, God. It's like, I don't think people, I do, people understand how good he is. He's incredibly good. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but here's the thing, Steven, right? Y'all just re-signed his teammate to a 3-year deal. 3-year deal. Well,
I'm going to say it like this. I think you're wrong. I think it's either going to be Baltimore or it's going to be the Rams.
I'm trying to. Yeah, I like that.
And the other reason why I don't think it's because it's in division.
Yeah. Well, I will say this. About Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence seems to be the consummate pro. What he does on the field is undeniable. It's unquestioned what he does on the field. But Dexter Lawrence has also been with this GM who doesn't make good decisions. Like he's saying, dude, I've been here, man. I watch y'all get rid of Saquon. I watched Daniel Jones say he don't want to be here. I've seen us essentially blow the team up, and I don't have time to get it right. Like, I think he's going to be 28, 29 years old. He's saying, dude, while I am in the prime of my career, I want to play meaningful football, winning football. And that's the thing, that when you are a veteran, when your team blows things up, because the way Jackson Dart played football, he ain't going to make it either.
They're not going to replace him if the Rams make that trade. It'd be somebody like they'd go get a skill position, something like that. Somebody, like Devontae Adams or something like to that effect to make that trade happen. I'm just saying hypothetically, those are the two teams off the top of my head that I would see involved in that. Because one, Dex wants to go to a winning team that has a chance to bring him a championship within the next 3 years,
or at least make the play. Because if you play for the New York Football Giants and your team stinks, you are already in the paper. You're in the New York Times, the New York Daily News, the New York Post, and it's all these headlines saying we suck, we're not going to do anything. And Now, the two biggest things coming out of New York right now is Dexter Lawrence saying he don't want to be there, and Odell Beckham Jr. thinking he's supposed to come back. Harbaugh saying, which I think is a nothing burger either, because I don't want to see.
He's not too old. He's old, but doesn't mean like that's not too old. Listen, it's going to involve first round picks. Let's be honest with that. But Devontae had 15 plus touchdowns last year.
He's about Devontae Adams. Now, here's the thing about Devontae Adams. Now, Devontae Adams he is doing what you're supposed to. He is saying, "Look, I am no longer the in between the 20s guy. Like I can get first downs now. The 20-yard line in, no. The 10-yard line in, I'm a do these dude because him and Keenan Allen got some of the best releases I've ever seen." If Odell Beckham Jr. comes back to the Giants, I'm gonna look at Harbaugh and go, you don't have to do like you're a veteran head coach. You don't have to. The last time Odell Beckham Jr. was good at football, he had blonde hair.
They did.
Like, that's how long it's been since Odell Beckham Jr. Good player when he went to the Browns. Good player when he went to the Rams. I really don't know what he was when he went to the Ravens. He is actually tarnishing his legacy with all these teams he's going to. Because people saying Odell Beckham Jr. gonna be a Hall of Famer. No, he is not. No, he's good, but he's not Hall of Fame good. He's good, Hall of Fame good. But we'll see what happens with the Dexter Lawrence.
We'll see. We're just hypothetically.
Howie Roseman scares me because he is a wizard with how he does it. It's not like I said.
Dude, when Kelsey retired, he said that Dexter Lawrence was the toughest dude he played against. And he played against what? Aaron Donald and them boys?
Yeah.
TJ Watt and them guys.
Donald even said that Jason Kelsey was the one. He said he was the one center he hated playing against because he says, he says, either give me an athletic center or a smart center. Don't give me both. And he said, Jason Kelsey, but he's athletic, but he's smart. Like he says, Jason Kelsey will not block me the same way. You know how most guys block the same way? He said, man, sometimes I can get underneath. He said, but this dude this dude played as long as he did because of how great he was. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know what's going to happen. That's not good news because your best player is Dexter Lawrence, even though Brian Burns had a All-Pro season.
Yeah, I have to agree. Dexter Lawrence is their best player on defense.
Oh, yeah. He's their best player.
It's not even a question.
Yeah, Brian Burns had an incredible year. Kayvon Thibodeau, he's kind of like
Brian Burns gets those free releases because Dexter Lawrence is eating up guys inside.
Dexter Lawrence is Timothy now. He's big, but he plays big. He plays strong. He plays nasty. Yeah. And hey, that's not what the front office for New York wanted to deal with right now. I'm pretty sure they're having face-to-face talks with him. But I think he's looking around saying, okay, so we're gonna have Cam Scatterboo back. Okay, so we're gonna get Malik Neighbors back. I play defense, man. Like, are we gonna? No, what he's really saying is, can we beat the Eagles? No. Can we beat the Cowboys? No. What about Commanders? Maybe. So we looking at being bottom feeders again. In 2020,
Commanders got young this offseason, so we'll see with Washington, but
yeah.
They're not. If they trade Lawrence, you're not going to get another stud lineman to come back in to replace him. There isn't the only. Listen to me, and it's not going to have the only stud. When we use the word stud, interior defensive lineman, I don't want to see a guy that's good. Jalen Carter is a stud. Okay, his name is escaping me right now. Up there, Pittsburgh, stud. Hayward. Hayward, right?
Yeah, Hayward. Yeah, he's and once again, interior D linemen are outside pass rushers, they're rare. But I think interior D linemen are the rarest of the rare. Guys that can play the run, they can stop the run, and they can pass rush, and they disrupt us, and they create new lines of scrimmage.
Eddie, that train has already left the station. He don't want to come back. There ain't nothing you can do about that.
Unless cooler heads can prevail, which he's a veteran. He's on his second contract. It's something going on within the New York Giants organization that's not really coming out right now. It sounds like he's trying to protect the integrity of the team or whatever culture they're trying to build. But I don't know. And let's say this, though. Does he even respect Harbaugh? We don't know. I know Harbaugh's a new coach, but
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna pay him that money to make him sit. But listen, it's a dicey situation. But 9 times out of 10, when they ask for that trade, it's past the point of no return. We'll see what develops over the coming weeks as we're getting closer to the draft and stuff like that. Do not be surprised if the Giants wind up with an additional first round draft pick. Don't be surprised. That's all I'm going to say. All I'm really going to say about that.
Dexter, Dancing Lawrence says, I want to take my dancing elsewhere. Okay. Cool. That's Dexter Lawrence was playing for Clemson back when Clemson was good. When Clemson was good, they had guys like him and Cleveland Farrell and Christian Wilkins and Isaiah Simmons. This is their defense with Trevor Lawrence at quarterback, and Travis Etienne, but it's not pronounced Etienne. It's Shane. However you say. I don't want to pronounce his name wrong, but Etienne is that's back when they had Mike Williams at receiver. That's back when Clemson was beating the brakes off of people. And who did Clemson beat in that national championship when Tua went to the national? They beat the brakes off of Tua in Alabama. That's when Jalen Hurts had moved on to Oklahoma. Just saying.
All right, let's move on to some women's basketball real fast, and we got to address the two elephants in the room. First and foremost, we got to go to college, and what is going on with Dawn Staley? She is women's basketball coaching royalty. Let's be honest, of this generation. But also, let's be honest, she's been blown out by 20-plus points in her last 2 NCAA championships games, back-to-back seasons. It's one thing to have a bad game, a bad day, etc., and things don't go your way. It happens in basketball.
Yeah.
Then to come back the next season and to have UCLA bounce you around like you didn't belong there. What does Dawn Staley got to do to right the ship? Because it seems like she has everything going her way. She gets to the championship game and something happens.
Ooh, she's gonna have to do what she hasn't done the last 2 years. She's gonna have to get to the big game and win it. Because just like I know, Steven, the only thing that has, let me say this. UConn is the gold standard. UConn women is the gold standard of women's college basketball. Gino, I know he had some blunders after the game and it's in the Final Four with Dawn Staley, and he's apologized. He's apologized like 2 or 3 times since then. Dawn Staley is the second best coach in women's college basketball.
Pat Summitt. She's the GOAT. Pat Summitt.
Yeah. Pat Summitt is no doubt about it. Tennessee. For Dawn Staley,
and it's funny because Gino used to get into it with Pat all the time too.
Oh yeah. Now I will say this. Not to lose, because I'm gonna get back to what you just asked about what she got to do. I like the rivalries. Dawn Staley and Gino. Pat Summitt and Gino visibly did not like each other, and I like that. I can respect you and not like you. Why? Gino was trying to catch Pat, and he's caught Pat and surpassed Pat. But Gino is saying, okay, now that I don't have a Pat, who's going to be person I'm going to make my villain? That's going to be Dawn Staley, right? Because he made some joke of Dawn Staley. She already has a statue outside of, I think she has a statue outside of, the arena in South Carolina. He was saying, when you get arena, you get statues at the 2 or 3 national championships. Gino got like 12. I think when he had Breonna Stewart, I think they went 4 straight years, did not lose a game, won 4 straight. It's some crazy stuff. He done had too many to name. Diana Taurasi. It's too many to name when you talk about what he's meant. But with Dawn Staley is the only force that could threaten UConn. Now, I say threaten them. You're not going to dethrone them. You got embarrassed in 2025. All right. You come back in 2026. You slay that dragon in the Final Four, and then you get to the national championship. UCLA women, I don't think, have ever won, a national championship. And everybody was thinking, oh, you beat UConn. Of course you're gonna. Somebody forgot to give UCLA.
Congratulations to Mel's. Listen, basketball don't count. You can say Mel's Bruins when it's football.
Yes. So I will say this for Dawn Staley: is she still the second best coach right now? Some would consider her the best coach. Yeah, but she's chasing greatness, and in chasing greatness, you have to be great in the biggest moments. So, in 2027, because you know they're going to be there, if they get back to the national championship, they got to win it because you can't live off who you were. You live off who you are right now. Not what I've done, what I'm doing. And currently,
you got to give Mel something.
Ain't lying. We don't listen. Mel, let me tell you something. Here's the thing, right? I know Mel and Marv go back and forth, right? Marv talk a lot of trash to Mel about doing this and doing that. SC ain't won nothing. SC ain't won nothing in a long time either. SC has not won the national championship in football since 2005. And I don't know how many. I'm gonna look at national championships and USC.
Let's just say for this one, UCLA's basketball is well known. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Legendary.
It's beyond legendary. That's I think if you ask me, my opinion, that's what they're known for is their basketball. I could be wrong, but I think there's a guy named Cinder that made them famous.
You know what's crazy? SC women have won 2 national championships. They won it back-to-back season, 83 and 84. And you know who the star player was? Cheryl Miller, the older sister of Reggie Miller. So they have done it. I mean, it's a long time ago. Think about this, Steven. We was like 1 and 2 years old when they were winning. So they have won it. But as of late, so Mel, enjoy it, sir. Because let me tell you what South Carolina Gamecocks, and that's everybody go to that school, that's male or female. They only talking trash when it comes to USC women's basketball. They're not doing the football. They're not doing the basketball. They're not doing the baseball. They're not doing the track. They're not doing the soccer. They're not doing the swimming. They're not doing the golf. They're not doing the badminton. They are doing it in women's basketball. So, Mel, enjoy this. Rub it in Ma's face as much as you possibly can. Because here's the thing. If the Lady Gators would have won the national championship, I would have been talking trash. You know how much I had to listen to Florida State fans talking about their soccer team, their women's soccer team. They good now. They are good. Yeah. So enjoy it, Mel. Rub it in the Ma's face whenever y'all get a chance to talk to each other. And ask Ma, ask Ma, when last time y'all won that championship in women's college basketball? 83, 84? Cheryl Miller? Okay. Cool.
Now, 2 little notes on the WNBA front. First, before I get to the big news, right? Did you hear who's investing in the Philadelphia team, the expansion team that's coming in a few years?
It makes sense.
Will Smith is an official.
It's about time.
Philadelphia's WA expansion team.
You know what? I guarantee. I could be wrong. I guarantee you, Will Smith reached out to Magic Johnson because if I'm not mistaken, I think Magic Johnson owns the Sparks. Right? I think he owns the Sparks, and he said, "Hey, man, you want to be an owner? Yeah, okay. What is it gonna take to do it, man? And listen, you're gonna have to vest your money." And he did. Look, I like it. I can see like a Kevin Hart or somebody like that. Mike Trout. Oh yeah. He is co-owner. Magic Johnson is co-owner of the LA Sparks. I think he's part owner of the Dodgers. I think he does all the concessions in the LA Coliseum. He owns like the Starbucks.
And he's also part of the management group, a part of the Washington Commanders too.
Really?
You didn't know that? He's part of the investment group that bought it with
I will say this about Magic Johnson said, my portfolio is gonna be from listen.
This portfolio is crazy, bro.
NFL, Starbucks, Magic Theaters, Dodgers, the Sparks, LA Coliseum. But I will say this: Will Smith is doing what Kobe Bryant was probably going to do had he still been alive, and saying, "Let me use my face, my image, my celebrity, my name and image and likeness to help push the." Because when I speak, people are going to listen. I'm still an A-list actor, even though I don't, do a bunch of movies like I used to.
Now, obviously, we were just talking about Dawn Staley, right? When that expansion team comes to Philly, do you think that she's going to leave college and come to the WNBA?
It should be the only reason why she leaves college. If she ever leaves college, it should be there because
obviously we're talking like 4 or 5 years in the future as it is.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: as long as she keeps winning, yes, I think Dawn Staley has another easily me 5 to 10 years, 5 years at the least, 10 years at the most. I will say this. I think she only leaves to go to the expansion team in Philly because college is a lot. You got to recruit. It's a lot on Dawn. Dawn Staley, her consolation prize for everything she's done, for being from Philly, going to Temple, being on the U.S. Women's National Team, and everything she's doing, to going to South Carolina, come home. Come home. And like I said, will Mike Trout invest in it? Will I'm trying. I think Bradley. Is his name Bradley Cooper?
I think you're going to see a lot of people start investing in what the WNBA is doing because of the level of talented players that are coming into the league over the last handful of years, and we have to kind of pivot here and kind of go right into it because the big news of this week was the Chicago Sky traded Angel Reese. She is officially in Atlanta now. So now that's in your wheelhouse, brother. So obviously, we're not going to act like we're the WNBA aficionados on here, but first glance looking in, how excited are for you to have the caliber level of star and attraction Angel Reese coming to your backyard?
Super duper happy for Angel Reese. Super duper happy for the city. I think Angel Reese should get ready to be out front in a way she never has, because taking nothing away from the team she's been on, you want to go to a team with a city that embraces you first and the team second. And this is why. Michael Vick taught me this. I was too young when Deion Sanders was. I knew about Deion because he played for the Braves, played for the Falcons. When Michael Vick got drafted #1 overall to the Falcons, the city and the state of Georgia was on fire for this dude. Because before you do anything, you got to get people to want to see you. You got to put people in the seats. You got to get people excited. Well, in a place like Atlanta where there's so many people and so much to do, let me break down the city of Atlanta real quick for people who ain't from the state of Georgia. Most times when you ask people say, where you from? You say, I'm from Georgia. First, are you from Atlanta? No, you're not from Atlanta. Atlanta is probably the only city. It's two cities in the state of Georgia that people identify with. People identify with Atlanta because it's the capital, and Augusta because it's where they play the Masters at. That's it. Savannah and Macon and Columbus and all those type places, don't nobody know. For a young lady like Angel Reese says, hopefully she understands what the WNBA is doing for her, and they're saying you're not the face, but you're one of the faces of the WNBA. We're going to put you in a city where we can put you out front. Billboard signs, commercials, going to YMCAs, and Boys and Girls Clubs. The young ladies in this city are going to embrace Angel Reese, the radio station, the culture. And there are certain cities that have real culture. Philly, culture. Atlanta, culture. New Orleans, culture. Like when you got a culture-rich city, the culture will show you how you fit. And I'm happy for her. Now all she has to do is play good basketball. Like, think about it. They said, look, we're going to love you now, but let me tell you what we are here. We can see. We're honest. We're firm, but we're fair. So y'all just got the new CBA deal. Y'all making more money now. Y'all getting more, of the pot. The WNBA brand cannot go down. The product has to go up. The product has to sell. Most people, and I could be wrong. Most people in America do not know not one WNBA player. Angel Reese, you are not in that category. Think about that. They're most NFL players, no one knows them, and it's 53 of them, right? You are known, and so for her, I'm happy for her. I just hope she's ready. I know she got a podcast, and I hope she's ready.
I'll say it like this: I think she's ready. I think anyone who follows WNBA knows the Chicago Sky was kind of writing her out of Chicago as it was, anyways. I don't think she was being used to her fullest potential. Obviously, I felt that we talked about this a lot, that we felt like there's things that she can improve on. I think she has been working with people to help her fix some of those holes that she has in that game. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to her kind of getting a new city, a new team, new coaches, because she was butting heads with everybody over there.
Oh yeah. Well. She was very outspoken. And let me say this about players who are outspoken. I don't think they mean to be, like a dark cloud over the organization. But Steven, you know this. Sometimes the way I am as a person doesn't gel well with where I work. Like sometimes I have to be told, "Hey, Steven, man, you can't just call that dude an a-hole," but he is one. I didn't say he was. I didn't say he was.
I got into someone before last week. I got a message like, "Hey, why are you saying so and so about what's and what?" I'm like, "But where's the lie?"
Exactly.
Where's the lie, and why does it have to involve you? Like,
think about it.
My thoughts on X person or B person should have nothing to do with you.
There is 2 places in America that I know they don't sugarcoat stuff. One is New York. Like New York, I'm not talking about Buffalo. I'm not talking about Syracuse. I'm talking about New York City.
I ain't saying you wrong there, Eddie, but she's been working with Big Shaq. So
yeah, I mean, and you know what? And that's another thing too. Shaq resides in Atlanta, so she'll get a chance to like
exactly. This is what I'm saying. That I think the new location, new team, all that, the new lease on her professional life is going to benefit Angel in all the ways that
as long as she plays good. And that's such a lost art form of I want to rebound. Like I want to, because nowadays rebounding, free throws, boxing out, getting a stop, God forbid, the final scores in some of these NBA games the final score was 156 to 154 without overtime. What the?
I can't because I literally just seen some of them games, and that's without overtime, people. That's not like it went into double overtime and that was the final score. No.
I mean, I will say this though. For Angel Reese to really take it to another level, and I don't know if you can do this, but I know that at FAMU, I think FAMU is sponsored by LeBron. I think they were LeBron's. If she could get Shaq to some way get her to get a major college to wear her shoes, like and they don't, now they got the major college women's basketball team. I'm talking about, a South Carolina, a UCLA, a UConn, a Baylor, a LSU. Can you do? And people say, well, why is that important? Well, why does Oklahoma and Michigan and Florida and North Carolina, why are they team Jumpman? Because it's exclusive. Only so Michael Jordan said, yeah, you can wear my shoe, but you have to be brand Jumpman, Team Jordan.
Just don't let Shaq teach her free throws.
Oh no, well Shaq can't. Shaq can't teach her free throws.
Yeah, but Shaq can bring somebody in that could help her if she needs help in that area.
do the underhand free throw. Do that. See if that works.
Listen, I just like the move. It also is going to help the WNBA as a whole. They drafted somebody last season that plays the same exact position as her. If you didn't see this writing on the wall, I don't know what else to tell you.
Well, I hope Angel Reese understands this too. I think you're going into year 3 or whatever it is. You about to be on team 3. So as good as you are as an ambassador for the NBA, you need to start understanding that the GM of your previous team, Chicago, talked to the new GM of the Dream. They're saying, hey, man, and they're saying this. They asked 2 questions. I mean, what type of player is she? Yeah. What type of person is she? Well, I mean, because she is a big personality.
She's a firecracker, for real.
And I will say this.
And ain't nothing wrong with that either.
Ain't nothing
Eddie made the proper assessment. She's like Dennis Rodman of the WNBA.
She better know this. There is criticism, and there is criticism in the South. Angel, I'm gonna tell you this right now. And I love my Hawks. No one cares. No one cares what the Hawks are doing. They get rid of the
playoffs. In the playoffs, if everything stays the way it is, you're about to play the Sixers again.
All I'm saying is this. I remember when my Hawks had the best record in the East, and you know who put them out in the first round? That would be the Cleveland Cavs. Look, we drafted Luka Doncic in the first round, and we traded him for Trae Young. Then we traded him for Trae Young. Trae Young becomes an incredible player. Then we trade Trae. What do we? That makes no. So we get nothing. You get nothing out of it. Anyway, I gotta let it go. But Angel, you will be embraced by the city, but you will also.
Yeah, I think Atlanta's the right place for her. I really do. Nothing against Chicago or their culture and basketball. Like, listen, Atlanta's the right place for her. As a person, as a player, all that stuff. I think everything is going to work well for her in the city of Atlanta. I'm looking forward to seeing what the season is going to hold for her. But let's get into a little baseball a little bit. I do got a hockey point I want to throw in there before we finish things up. But my Phillies had another dubious achievement this week. They're the first team in Major League Baseball history allowed 200,000 hits. Jesus. Do you know the team that's right behind us?
It may not be the Braves.
It is the Braves. And you guys are close enough. If you guys allow at least 600 hits this season, you will also surpass 200,000 hits as well.
I mean, you know what?
Listen, we were bad for a long, long time, so I'm not gonna sit there and act like we weren't, because we were terrible.
I will say this. Baseball is the greatest game of failure you will ever see, and the person who fails the least is the best players. It's not that they ain't striking out. I'm striking out
about that right now, Eddie.
Baseball. Let me tell you what make a baseball season long. We're living and dying with every single game, and it's like, dude, it's like the baseball ain't even got warm yet. With all the games they're gonna play, but it's still baseball will still come down.
You're right. It isn't even warm yet. So listen. I don't really start paying more attention to it till we start getting closer to the All-Star break.
Yeah. So
but I did want to throw that dubious achievement out there, and then mix it in with an amazing performance, because I don't know if anyone's seen it, but Joe Adele was robbing mofos last week, and this photo was one taken from a fan after the last catch. He became the first outfielder in Major League Baseball history to have not one, not two, but three home run robbing catches in a single game. Listen, we all love the long ball and stuff like that, but what's the football saying? Defense win championships. Well, good outfielders win baseball games too.
I'm trying to tell you.
And listen, and I guarantee you, whoever I'm pretty sure the first two happened in like the first few innings, and the last one happened in the last inning. Whoever the pitchers were that day, they took him to the bar and got him a few drinks. Because Joe Adele was playing outside of his mind. 3 home run saving catches, and the last one put him into the stands like that to see that photo. Man.
To show you how significant what he did is, I remember, I don't know how old I was. Otis Nixon is playing for the Braves. I can't remember who he robbed, but it was he to snag a home run. They call it the catch in Atlanta. It was so crazy. This is back when all we had was the news, and you watch the games. Ain't no social media. You had to wait on the news to come on to get to the sports section. It was so significant. They played this thing for years and years. I guarantee you, Otis Nixon, anytime he does anything that has to do with fans and signing autographs, and people ask him about it. So for people thinking it's not that, it is a huge deal. Robbing, I mean, the person you want to see is always the pitcher. When he sees it, he's like, oh, shoot, he got it. Just imagine he did it. Not 1, not 2, but 3. That is incredible, because a lot of times people say, man, he could have just jumped for that. He could have just to do it 3 times. That's congratulations to him. I just remember Otis Nixon, him doing it. My mom was like, did you see Otis Nixon? He robbed somebody of a home run. Yeah, because it's rare. Like, this is rare air. It's rare company to do it 3 times in one game. Yeah.
Before that game, the record for most in the game were 2 different guys tied for 2 different catches. He surpassed it now, is all alone as the only player to have 3 home run saving catches in a single game. So let's just say it like this, man. It's something that doesn't happen that often in baseball. And when it does, you absolutely have to recognize it, because that's the one thing you have in baseball is some of those records are just really hard to do. And 3 in a game, that's damn near impossible to do.
Yeah. Well,
so hats off to Joe Adell, because that was a special game, a special performance worth remembering. Sometimes it don't take a bat in your hands or a stolen base here or a pass ball there to make a difference. He kept 3 different balls from changing the outcome of that game. So caps off, brother. Caps off.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations to him to be able to have rare Hall of Fame moments, the where were you moments. Those fans that was there, whether you was rooting or opposing, people that was watching it live, because that's kind of why we watch sports, right? To be say, hey man, I remember where I was when I saw him do this. Crazy. I mean, baseball, with so many games, you would think these type of things. You would think people have opportunities to do this all the time. You don't. You don't have opportunity. People hitting homers, you ain't got opportunity to catch them. Sometimes
you can have multiple outfielders do that in a game, but the same guy, almost the same place, it's very, very rare.
Yeah,
and that's why I thought it absolutely was worth noting. I mean, and then we're talking about the Angels. It looks like your boys and the Angels had a little dust up.
I love it.
All I'm saying is your pitchers without a doubt get suspended. He literally was throwing punches with the baseball in his hand.
Was it Iglesias? Who was it? Was it Iglesias? I will say this. So Soler, for those who don't know, was a part of my Braves team that won it all in 2021. He had some iconic moments. I mean, that one homer he had when he's staring down the pitches and he's looking at the dugout saying, "I'm here." And I thought, listen, I'm going to be forever indebted to Soler. And Soler know he is loved in Braves country. That being said, you are the enemy now, Soler, and you know you are. But let me tell you why I can appreciate what Soler did. If you had iconic moments or a long, illustrious career with a previous team, throwing at you ain't something I agree with, but it's almost like a level of respect too. Hey man, I'm gonna throw at you. Why? Because you talk a lot. I don't like you. I respect you, but I don't like you. Let me tell you how Soler savored the flavor though. Ball gets thrown, he's looking. The cameraman, because the cameraman got to follow where the ball goes. The cameraman got to say where the ball is. All of a sudden, he put the camera back on Soler. And let me tell you how Soler make me laugh. He didn't charge the mound. He walked to it. He's walked like, who you think? And baseball players, I'm going to say this to y'all again. Y'all cannot fight. I'm talking about across the board. Now, Joey Bats. Remember when Joey Bats went to second base talking trash? He got that. I mean, he got that. God, Joey Bats was a Brave for about 20 minutes, by the way. About 20 minutes. He wasn't that long. But Soler, I love it for this reason. We don't have enough bench clearing brawls anymore. Like, I remember, because Bobby Cox used to be, listen, y'all don't want to rank these managers because Bobby Cox was him. Bobby Cox getting thrown out. If it's a bad call, I got it. But I appreciate Soler saying, hey, man, don't throw at me. I threw at you. Oh, you talk. Hey, and I'll take it because nothing is really happening. Ain't nobody getting up with bloody noses. It's cool. Because here's the thing. In college, when I was in college, they call it club rules. If I roll with you and you fight, I got to fight. Well, in baseball, it's bench clearing rules. If he charges the mound, we coming out. Don't be the guy that when we stop the tape, you in the mound, you in the dugout talking about I didn't see what was going on. You're a liar. Get your behind out here and swing or grab somebody or something. I loved it. I'm here for it. It doesn't need to happen every night, but it needs to happen more to show that baseball does have life. It does have emotion. It does have enthusiasm. It does have a beating heart. But Soler, come on now. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't think what was his name? Madison Bumgarner and Hasiel Puig. We don't get that enough of them. I used to love when they went up against each other. I need baseball hitters and pitchers to not like each other. Hey, bro. Now you're supposed to hit them here. Now you're supposed to hit them kind of underneath the chest plate. That's where all the meat is. Don't be throwing at people's head now. Because I remember when Stanton that played for the Yankees when he got hit when he played for the Marlins. Come on now, don't throw at people's faces now. Let's not do that. But Soler, hey, I applaud it. You knew you were gonna get thrown out, but you ain't even tried to the mound, boy. You took that night. You took a catwalk like you was modeling. And let me say this too: if you're gonna charge the mound, get the bat out your hand. Come on now, that's a weapon. Get the bat out your hand. Let's make it fair, and let's get the squabbling. Let's squabble. I'll take the squabble, Steve. I'll take it. I was proud of Soler because here's the thing, Steve. Here's what no one talks about, Steve. Can I let somebody throw at me and just walk to first base like ain't nobody? You ain't trying me.
Listen,
because
it's very few times we get those emotional moments.
If Steven, you get to play for the Phillies and you play in the Braves, and one of these Braves pitchers throw at you, do you look at him?
My favorite moment of watching someone being thrown at was everyone wants to talk about the Robin Ventura and Nolan Ryan, but I remember during the 2008 playoffs, the Phillies were beating up on the Brewers, and the Brewers were the favorite team to win that season, and they threw over Victorino's head, and Victorino stopped right there and was like, "Listen." He pointed at his ribs like, you throw at me, you throw at my ribs, you don't throw at my head. And then he goes to hit a bases clearing grand slam and kind of slam the door on the Milwaukee Brewers. But it's one of those things where what you were just sitting there saying, you go here, you go after the head, that's when you have problems.
Yeah, I mean, and look, I'm never a fan of throwing anything in nobody's head, like at all. Basketballs, baseball, softball, don't do that. It's throwing at players a part of baseball. It is, but it's supposed to be in retaliation. Like if you threw at one of us in the previous inning, you kind of looking at your pitcher going, I got you. Just tell me which one you want. Listen, if a pitcher can throw into a glove this big, I can hit something this big. You don't got to throw at nobody's head. Now, Soler, in his defense, he was like, hey, bro, who you throwing at? You. That's what it really was. It's almost like you got to be somebody to throw at me now. Mm-hmm. Like, not that I'm a somebody, but you got to be a somebody. And Soler was like, boy, you ain't you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't one of these big time pitchers. You ain't Yohei Ohtani. You know what I'm saying? What are we doing? Like, so I think that's what it was. And we got reputations. Like Soler got a family. So Soler got to go home and say, Dad, look, I'm happy you because I got to go to school. And they're like, man, your daddy just let him throw at him. So, egos got in the way, and I love it. The bench is cleared. Everybody out there. The guy who grabbed Soler and hugging him on the ground so he can't listen, man. You play for the Braves. What you grabbing Soler for? Let his other teammate grab grabbing him for. You know what I mean? Soler, don't do it.
So last baseball topic, and we were doing this a few weeks ago, right? Give you a list, and you can only pick 2 or 3 off it. So I'm going to give you another one, and this is an impossible list for you, Ben. You can only select 2 of the following for Hall of Fame enshrinement, and this list is long. Jesus. We got Pete Rose, Shoeless Joe Jackson, the man himself, Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Alex Rodriguez, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, Kurt Schilling. Right? So this is going to be an impossible task for you.
It is, but this is impossible.
I already know where you're going to go with this, but I want to let you say.
I'm gonna pick 2. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna pick 2. I'm gonna go with Pete Rose, and I'm gonna go with Barry Bonds because I believe when they go in, the floodgates have opened. Because I don't want to live in a world with arguably the greatest baseball player ever. It's not enough. Barry Bonds? Barry Bonds made you watch baseball even if you didn't watch baseball. He was that good. Pete Rose made a mistake. But I think it's disrespectful to make him eligible when he's gone. So for me, no. I tell you what. I'm going to piss people off even more. I love you, Pete. Barry Bonds, Alex Rodriguez. I'll put them 2 in. Because people cannot stand A-Rod. If you think people can't stand Barry Bonds, A-Rod was about as good as a baseball player as you can. Now, I hated when he went to the Yankees, Mr. Front Runner, you and Derek Jeter. I ain't even want to talk about that. But A-Rod, I think people hate him because he used to date J-Lo.
Yeah.
I hate him. But I think for me, give me Barry Bonds, give me A-Rod. Why? Barry Bonds is the most hated baseball player ever because of what they think he did. And A-Rod is hated because he played for the evil empire known as the New York, Yankees. So for me, A-Rod, Barry Bonds.
And he's going Barry Bonds and Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Yeah.
So since I think we all can sit there and say Pete Rose, Barry Bonds are kind of gimmies, right? I'm gonna go with the two pitchers. Give me Rocky, give me Curt Schilling. There should be no reason Roger Clemens isn't in the Hall of Fame. There should be no reason Curt Schilling isn't in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I will say this about these selection committees and what they're not doing. It is a trap. We need to have limits. You shouldn't get to be a Hall of Fame voter forever.
I think like we should do it just like government. You know what I mean? Like the president, you only get to vote for 8 years. And then every 8 years you get recycled out.
I just think that when we look at how these things come about, it's ridiculous. I mean, see, once again, we haven't got our trademark of the LLC yet, but the Common Sense Committee is coming, and we're gonna be able to go all across, sports, culture. This is common sense. You cannot let your feelings and emotions be the reason why you don't put players in. Was he a Hall of Famer? Yes, that's it. All this other stuff, I didn't say, did you like Pete Rose? No. Did you like Curt Schilling? No. Did you like Roger Clemens? No. Did you like A-Rod? No. Did you like Sammy Sosa? No. Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire took us on one of the greatest summers ever. They're going back and forth. They was like the Bird and Magic of the freaking MLB that year. It was crazy. It was ridiculous to watch because you're not supposed to be able to hit homers like that. Like, you're not supposed to be able to go, boom, like the next one. And like I said, take away Barry Bonds' second career, he's still a Hall of Famer, right? Right, Steven? Take away his second. He still won with his first pre-quote steroids.
Eddie, I wouldn't say the best postseason pitcher of that era. He was special. The fact that they have the sock in Major League Baseball's Hall of Fame already. It's already in Cooperstown, but not him, the person. Same thing with Pete Rose. These are things that make sense to me. So I don't know if Kurt's the best postseason pitcher. I mean, I'm obviously biased. I loved him when he was here in Philadelphia. I hated to see him in a Red Sox uniform, but he pitched even well when he was there, to the point where they leaned on him a lot too. So listen, I had to bring that list up just because it's one of these things where we're going to continually call out the nonsense that we continually see when it comes to this type stuff. But I did want to get into something today, right? Now, we don't talk hockey a lot on here, but we're getting to the end of the season. And the one thing I noticed, I didn't see our defending champions, the Florida Panthers, in the playoff picture this year. But the surprising fact is right now, my Philadelphia Flyers are. And if everything holds true to where it is, that the Flyers and their arch rival, the Pittsburgh Penguins, would be matched up in the first round of the playoffs. Now, we love to give Howie Roseman all this credit for all these strings he pulls, his drafts and all that other stuff. And I came across this comment, and we absolutely have to bring it up. Danny Briere is a former Philadelphia Flyer. He is the general manager of the Flyers, and he needs a ton of credit. Stole Zergus for when he made that trade. Also signed the goalie, drafted Martone, who's looked amazing in his first handful of games. Kid's only 19 years old, making some amazing plays. Michkov was amazing. The changes, the coaches he brought in Tocchet, got his guy. You can not be a fan of Tocchet or not, but the draft picks, he still was able to didn't get drafted the guy he wanted to, then he didn't want to come here, then make some moves and still gets a top guy to come here, and then in less than I don't even think he's been the general manager for 4 seasons now, and he's already has because basically the Flyers have been in a soft rebuild for the last, it feels like 12 years at this point in time. But we talk about, Howie Roseman doing all this crazy stuff. He's they had the least amount of cap. He's now almost $45 million over the cap and can make some moves and things of that nature. But having Danny Briere doing what he's done, having them a playoff contender with 90% of the roster being 25 years and under, you have to give Danny Briere credit. I know we love talking about I know we love talking about Howie Roseman for a lot of reasons, moves he made, moves he didn't make, trades he's made, fleecing this person for that, et cetera, but Danny Briere having the Flyers team that was basically no one has been talking about at all over the last 10 years to being the hottest team in hockey right now is something you have to note. And I hope over the last 3 games it stays true, because I would love to have playoff hockey back here in Philadelphia, and kicking it off against the Pittsburgh Penguins would be absolutely how you should do it, bringing playoff hockey back to Philadelphia.
Well, I will say this: if you're looking at your Flyers and you're saying to yourself, "How does this happen?" You did it in a way that was creative. You did it in a way that it's not that Howie Roseman is the gold standard of GMs, no matter what sport it is, but seeing what he's doing. If I'm not reaching out to him saying, "Man, how do I?" And they said, "Dude, you got to do it your way." And this looks like Danny said, "I'm doing it my way," and it only matters if it works, and it's working, right? So for you, Steven, you're saying to yourself, "Dude, we got a young roster that's getting it done." And I think now, do you got to win it all? That's the ultimate goal, but you have to be competitive. Now with the postseason coming, you got to be competitive. And if you are the Flyers and you talking about there go the 76ers, there go the Phillies, right? There go the Eagles, you don't get to hide. Nobody in Philadelphia gets to hide when they come to pro sports. But the standard in Philly is to get to the postseason, no matter what sport it is. It does. And I think what Charles Kim just did is said, "Dude, you think people are going to care that we're young? Yeah, but we are young. They're not. When you out there on the ice, nobody cares if you're 19 and you get it done. But when he is 19 and he plays well, now it matters. Oh, he's only 19, right? So I hope, and I will say this about hockey: when the best, not the best, but when the defending champs are in the state of Florida, that hockey's weird now. Where are you going to find
hockey in Florida has been big since the expansion teams came. Since both the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning, both of them have won multiple Stanley Cups in the past 25, 30 years. And someone was sitting there saying Florida's a hockey town now. I'm like, you need to stop that. Whoa, you need to stop that. Florida's a football town first.
Florida's gonna be football town when Jesus come back. It's still gonna be Florida. It's gonna be Florida. But if you want to be respected for hockey in the state of Florida, you got to win Stanley Cup. So we get that part. But I think that it's easy. I want to say this word very, very loosely and respectfully. It's very, very easy in the state of Florida to win when the focus around you is everything but hockey. Like the focus ain't even on y'all, even though y'all got fans. When you got, the Bucks and the Raiders, the Bucks, and the Jags and the Dolphins and the Gators and the Seminoles and the Hurricanes and the Bulls and all these type of things. For a place like it, for like the Flyers, it is so much pressure for them to hold a tradition in Philly first.
And you got to think the last time the Flyers won the Cup was 75.
I'm just saying, I'm not putting them in the same category.
I know.
And I know the 2 words that's not allowed to be used in Philly is the process. I get it. They don't want to hear it. They hate it. I get it. But whatever they're doing with the Flyers is working. Now, do you have sustainability? Do you have staying power? Because That's what it's about, right? It's not so much can you look good in 2026 with what you've done with this young roster. Can this young roster turn over in the next couple? Because you know how it is, Steven. You guys, it's more sportscasters and analysts in the city of Philly than all of America. These people know what they're looking at. Don't give me this crap about don't give me the word salad and expect me to eat it. No. But it's working. And I think for any GM, the greatest thing you can have is a roster that translates on the ice. If I don't care how good you could be, we all got potential. You know what I'm saying? No, it's the potential translated to application on the court, on the ice. And it is. Now it's here come the real barometer. How do we look when everybody's watching? When we're the only game on TV because it's the playoffs. I mean, it's pressure.
These guys got chip on the shoulders, and I'm interested to see what plays out over the next 3 games because I really would like to see that Pittsburgh Penguin and Flyers matchup for the first round of the playoffs. Now, we were just talking about the process in basketball. The Philadelphia Sixers are now the 6th seed. Your Atlanta Hawks are the 5 seed. And it looks like we're getting ready for another first round matchup.
Here we go. Here. You know, I don't like these type of matchups for my Hawks for this reason right here, right?
You got to wrestle Paul George. You got to wrestle Joel Embiid. You got Tyrese Maxey going out of his freaking mind right now.
What I don't like, bigger than you guys having real stars, like recognizable stars that can walk around the city. What's up, Joel? What's up, Embiid? You know, what's up, PG-13? You know, what's up, Paul? You think anybody knows who plays for the Hawks? You think they can walk around the city?
I can't even think of anyone right now.
I'm just saying, no. They'll just say, hey, man, we got these real tall dudes. What you say I play for? Say they play for the Hawks. You ever seen them? Look. I ain't never seen them. But, all right, yeah, come on.
I get the sad part is right now we can name a WNBA player and not
that's
an
what
NBA
I'm trying to tell you. You know, the Hawks don't like recognizable players. You know, we had Jeff Teague gone. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you talk about Trae Young gone. You know, we don't. You know, we had Cam Reddish drafting him out of college, out of North Carolina, gone. You know, we don't want guys like that. You know, we don't. Al Horford, remember him? Gone. I don't want to do this with you, Steven, because I'm telling you, it's gonna get on my nerves because the Hawks. People talk about what's the worst organization in basketball. I don't know, but I know who's in the top 5. I don't know who's worse. I know who's in the top 5. I guarantee you the Hawks are in the top 5. Go back to just draft day decisions. Just look. And just, I don't know.
All right, I got a fun one for you before we get ready to wrap this one up. All right. I think we did this to another point, but this one kind of puts it more in perspective. What is your Mount Rushmore for NFL players' nicknames?
Ooh,
is it now? Now this graphic has Sweetness, Primetime, Megatron, Jerome Bettis is the bus, right? Who is your top four players that will be on Ben Troupe's Mount Rushmore of NFL nicknames?
Oh man, Megatron is up there. Sweetness is up there. I mean, I'm sorry, man. If your name is the refrigerator, like that is your name, that would be like the refrigerator would be on there. I mean, this is the name that he patented his beast mode. Like we've been saying beast mode, but Marshawn patented.
Yeah, we don't even call him by his name. That's how we call him, is beast mode.
So I would go beast mode. I would definitely go to refrigerator. I mean, it doesn't get much better. Sweetness. Sweetness is my favorite running back of all time, and I love you, Prime. But Megatron, I mean, that is Megatron. And you know what's crazy? When Calvin Johnson was called Megatron, he didn't even know that Megatron was the villain. He's thinking that Megatron is Optimus Prime. No, you're Megatron, dude. Like, so Megatron, the refrigerator, you know, obviously Sweetness, you know what I'm saying, the beast mode. Because the bus, very, very creative. Now, Primetime, very, very, I mean, mean Joe Green. But, I mean, who was that? That's Megatron. Who was that? That's Sweetness. His name was what? What is that? That's refrigerator. What was that? That's beast mode. His name was beast. Yeah.
I'm gonna have a few Eagles on here, but it's within reason. First and foremost, I still think the best nickname in football history is Dick Night Train Lane.
Night Train.
That's the first. That's where we starting at. All right. Reggie White. We all know why he's on there.
The
right?
Minister of Defense. The Minister of Defense.
Exactly. The Minister of Defense has to be on there. They don't give him enough credit, but Shady.
Oh man, Shady McCoy. That's not Shady. That's the. I mean, that is nice. Like, but who's Shady?
So, and then obviously I'm finishing it with B Dog or Weapon X, whatever you want to call it.
Listen, okay, now Weapon X. The fact that Weapon. Okay, here's the thing. Shady never got a feature talking about Shady. Beast Mode did get a feature. Megatron did get. The fact that NFL Films was like he has 2 lockers, one that says Brian Dawkins, the other one Weapon X, and no one questions it. He like, yeah, growing up, I really saw Wolverine, and I really got into it. Like, I got he used Jack. I got who's gonna say Weapon X is beautiful. Like,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I have a few more Eagles than maybe I should, but listen, those are some legit nicknames. So
I mean,
Eddie jumped in here. He's going to keep with the sweetness, keep with Refrigerator and Megatron, but he's gonna hit you with Jack Tatum's Jack the Assassin Tatum.
I will say this. What's his name? Dante Hall, the human joystick. That was nice. I remember they used to call him that. Peter Ward, they used to call him P-Dub. When he, P-Dub, even though that just is it's to have a nickname that is celebrated nationally. I mean, hey, it's Ocho Cinco, I like that. T.O., you know what I'm saying? Most, but no. Sweetness, like I say, Megatron, Beast Mode. Those are always gonna be something. And the Refrigerator, man. Like your name is the Refrigerator. Really? Yeah. That's your name? Yeah.
They even used him as a fullback at a period of time. So that's all you need to know.
On the 85 Bears, do you know in that Super Bowl he scored a touchdown and Walter Payton didn't?
And Walter Payton didn't. I think that was the biggest sin ever
in football. Like the fact that how bad you beat the team to go up to Mike Dick and say, I didn't score a touchdown today. What? Really? Yeah.
There was a few more, but we were a little bit late starting obviously today, so I want to let you enjoy your afternoon. But as I always wrap this up, your final thoughts for today, Mr.
It's always a pleasure and a privilege to be on with you, Steven, man. I think what we do here is we bring sports, we bring stories, we bring real life, we bring culture, we bring ourselves. I think the reason why people watch is because we're just 2 guys that enjoy the game, that enjoy sports. And if you say something stupid, now, we're not calling you stupid, but if you say something dumb, we're coming for you. Because we also rep the common sense, committee. And we just want to make sure it makes common. If it makes common sense, it makes sense. Like I said, you come for the nuance, you come for the nonsense, but you stay, you listen, you watch because it makes sense. And man, just keep watching, keep listening. And if you don't like us, watch us anyway. If you don't like what we say, keep listening anyway. We dropping gems. You just got to pick them up. That's all.
Yeah, I think when we do finally get some merch going, I think that's one we're gonna hit them with is the Common Sense Committee.
Oh yeah, listen, the Common Sense Committee, man. And people say, man, where you get that shirt from? Where you can't find it. You don't have one of these. Where you get that shirt from? They don't sell this in stores.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we do have fun on here, but we also get serious with it. We also like to hear everyone's story. I'm still going to continue to say, people, make sure you go check out last week's episode with George Vesker.
Yeah, man. Devontae Smith, the Eagles organization, keep being great human beings, man. Because we're not going to have these positions and platforms and influence and impact every day while you have it used. Devontae, what you did for Dan Orlovsky, what you did for the Eagles, what y'all did for Dan Orlovsky and his son, that is why we watch. Because we're going to catch a moment that supersedes sports. And and that's why we do it. That's why we do it.
That's why we're doing it, brother. But we'll be back at it again here next week. Marvin should be back. Obviously, as everyone has a different spring break week. He's enjoying the time with the family. We're gonna let him. Obviously missed him today, but we'll be back. Hopefully, we should have an additional guest. Talk some Atlanta sports with Ben with. But till then, this was another episode of The Fan in the End. I'm Steve. That's Ben Troop. We'll catch you guys next week, my friends. Peace out.